Football is a game of extremes. One moment, it delivers pure euphoria, the kind that electrifies an entire city and unites fans in celebration. The next, it can bring heartbreak so sudden and deep that it leaves a community reeling. This week, Cincinnati experienced the latter in full force. The city, which has rallied behind its team with unwavering passion, was left stunned and silent. The Bengals' season took a devastating turn when Joe Burrow, their superstar quarterback and the heart of the franchise, went down with a severe toe injury during a crucial matchup against the Jaguars. The play seemed routine at first, but the aftermath was anything but. As Burrow lay on the field, the stadium fell into a hush. Fans watched in disbelief as he was helped off, unable to put any weight on his foot, a sight that sent shockwaves through the stands and across the league. For Bengals fans, it was a nightmare unfolding in real time. The diagnosis was swift and grim. Surgery was required, and Burrow would face a minimum 3-month recovery. That timeline effectively ends his regular season, leaving the Bengals without their leader for the most critical stretch of the year. For a team with Super Bowl aspirations, this news is nothing short of a crushing blow. The locker room atmosphere shifted instantly from hope to uncertainty, as players and coaches tried to process the magnitude of the loss. Burrow isn't just a quarterback, he's the face of the franchise, the leader who transformed the Bengals from perennial underdogs into legitimate contenders. His presence on and off the field has inspired teammates and fans alike, making his absence even more profound. Without Burrow, the offense faces a daunting challenge. The AFC North is one of the toughest divisions in football, and every game is a battle. Now the Bengals must find a way to regroup and adapt, knowing that their playbook and chemistry have been thrown into chaos. The spotlight now shifts to the backup quarterback, who must step into enormous shoes with little time to prepare. Analysts and fans across the league are watching closely, speculating on whether the Bengals can stay afloat or if their season is destined to unravel. For the fans, it's a gut punch. Burrow gave them hope, a belief that this year could be different, that the Bengals could finally reach the promised land. Now, that hope is on hold, replaced by anxiety and uncertainty about what comes next. The question now looms large. Can the Bengals rally together and find a new identity, or will this devastating loss derail their season entirely? Coaches are working overtime to keep spirits high and refocus the team on what's still possible. The challenge ahead is immense. Every practice, every snap, and every decision will be scrutinized. Cincinnati's response to adversity will define not just their season, but perhaps the future of the franchise. The NFL is unforgiving, and the Bengals' path just got a lot steeper. Every opponent will sense vulnerability, and every game will test their resolve. All eyes are on Cincinnati. How they respond to this monumental setback will reveal the true character of this team and determine whether hope can survive in the face of adversity. With Burrow sidelined, the Bengals' season took an unexpected turn. The franchise quarterback, the face of Cincinnati's resurgence, was suddenly out of action, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. Now, all eyes turn to Jake Browning, a name many fans barely knew just weeks ago. The pressure is immense, but so is the opportunity. Suddenly, the backup quarterback, often overlooked, rarely in the spotlight, becomes the Bengals' new hope. The weight of a city's expectations rests on his shoulders. Browning's journey to this moment is a testament to perseverance. Undrafted out of college, he spent years grinding on the Vikings practice squad, never knowing if his shot would come. In Cincinnati, he kept working, always ready, always believing. At the University of Washington, Browning was a record-setting star, leading the Huskies to the college football playoff and rewriting the school's history books. But the NFL is a different world, and for years he waited for his chance. When his number was finally called, Browning didn't hesitate. He stepped onto the field with poise, ready to prove he belonged. He took command of the huddle, earning the trust of his teammates with his calm presence and clear leadership. The moment wasn't too big for him. Instead of trying to imitate Burrow, Browning played his own game, steady, smart, and confident. He made quick decisions, protected the football, and kept the offense moving. His teammates rallied around him, and the fans, initially anxious, began to believe. Browning's resilience and determination inspired hope in a moment of uncertainty. Each play, each drive, Browning showed flashes of promise. His performance became a glimmer of hope in what could have been a lost season for Cincinnati. The next man up mentality is more than just a cliche for the Bengals. It's their new reality. Every player knows the stakes, and the team rallies together, determined to keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, as the season hangs in the balance, the fate of the Bengals rests on Jake Browning's shoulders. His story is still being written, and Cincinnati is watching, hoping, and believing in their next man up. Backup quarterbacks are often seen as placeholders, expected to simply manage the game and avoid costly mistakes. They're rarely asked to be heroes, and most teams just hope their backup can keep things steady until the starter returns. But every so often, a backup gets the chance to step into the spotlight and show what he's truly capable of. That's exactly what Jake Browning did. He didn't just fill in, he led the Bengals to a thrilling 31-27 win over the Jaguars, energizing both his teammates and the fans. Browning completed 21 of 32 passes for 241 yards, showing remarkable poise and accuracy, especially when the pressure was on. He stood tall in the pocket, made quick decisions, and delivered the ball with confidence, even as defenders closed in. What stood out was his willingness to take risks. Browning wasn't afraid to push the ball downfield, stretching the defense and keeping them honest. His aggressive approach opened up opportunities for big plays and kept the Jaguars guessing. He threw 2 crucial touchdowns, proving he could finish drives and capitalize on scoring chances. Each time the Bengals needed a spark, Browning delivered, showing a knack for making plays in the red zone. Of course, it wasn't a flawless performance. Browning threw 3 interceptions, a clear sign of his inexperience and the steep learning curve he still faces. Each turnover was a reminder that the NFL is unforgiving and mistakes can be costly. Ball security will be absolutely critical if he's to keep the Bengals' playoff hopes alive. He'll need to learn from those errors, tighten up his decision-making, and protect the football at all costs. But what truly impressed was Browning's response to adversity. He shook off his mistakes, kept his composure, and delivered in the clutch, orchestrating a game-winning drive when it mattered most. His resilience and mental toughness stood out. Even after setbacks, he stayed focused, rallied his teammates, and refused to let the moment overwhelm him. The Bengals now know they have a quarterback who can step up and win in the NFL. Browning's performance has given the team a new sense of belief and unity, showing that they can still compete at a high level. Losing Joe Burrow was a devastating blow, but Browning's impressive debut has kept the season alive and given fans a reason to hope. There will undoubtedly be growing pains as Browning continues to adjust to the speed and complexity of the NFL. Mistakes will happen, but the team's support and his willingness to learn will be crucial. Now, more than ever, the Bengals must rally around their new leader. Every player, coach, and fan will play a part in this next chapter. For Jake Browning, the journey is just beginning. Each game will be a new test, a new opportunity to prove himself and grow as a quarterback. Cincinnati's season isn't over yet. With Browning at the helm, there's still plenty of fight left in this team, and plenty of football left to play. Injuries weren't limited to Cincinnati. Washington's rookie QB Jayden Daniels suffered a knee sprain. Daniels, the Commanders' future, now faces uncertainty. Even a minor knee injury can limit his dynamic playmaking and slow his development. The offense must adjust, and the pressure shifts to the backup and coaching staff. The Commanders hope for a quick recovery, but will be cautious not to risk long-term damage. Daniels' health is now the storyline that could shape Washington's season. Fans and coaches alike are holding their breath. The quarterback carousel spins in Minnesota, where rookie jjmccarthy is likely out for upcoming games. The Vikings' plans are disrupted, forcing them to rely on backup options and adjust their strategy. McCarthy's absence puts pressure on the entire roster to step up. The coaching staff must adapt quickly, and the locker room must rally around a new signal caller. For fans, it's a frustrating setback after so much hope. Depth is everything in the NFL, and the Vikings' season just got tougher. How they respond will reveal the team's true character. The road ahead is uncertain, but the season isn't lost. Amid the injuries, the NFL delivered a classic, Chiefs vs. Eagles, a Super Bowl rematch. The hype was real. Mahomes vs. Hurts, 2 MVP-caliber quarterbacks, 2 powerhouse teams. The atmosphere was electric, the stakes high. Both teams traded blows in a game that felt like a playoff battle. Mahomes dazzled with his creativity. Hurts countered with power and precision. The narrative: Chiefs defending their crown, Eagles seeking revenge. Every possession mattered. Every play was a chess match. The game lived up to the billing: explosive offenses, clutch defenses, and drama to the final whistle. This is the kind of football fans dream of: 2 elite teams, 1 unforgettable showdown. In a game of inches, the Eagles found a way to win. Their offensive line dominated, giving Hurts time and opening running lanes. The defense pressured Mahomes, disrupting his rhythm just enough. Hurts shined as a dual threat, making clutch plays with his arm and legs. The Eagles' resilience in the fourth quarter sealed the victory. This win was about more than the score. It was about proving they can beat the best. The NFC has been put on notice. The Eagles are for real. For the Chiefs, it's a reminder that the road to the Super Bowl is never easy. The Giants and Cowboys delivered another NFC East thriller, taking their rivalry into overtime. The game was a back-and-forth battle, with neither team able to pull away. Overtime raised the stakes. One mistake could end it all. The Cowboys won the toss and methodically drove downfield. The Giants' defense held strong, forcing a long field goal. Dallas's kicker nailed it, sealing a dramatic win and sending the stadium into celebration. For the Cowboys, it's a momentum boost and a statement in the division. The Giants fought valiantly but came up just short. This game showcased the passion and drama of NFL rivalries. Every snap mattered in this classic showdown. What a week! Thrilling wins, crushing injuries, and the unpredictable drama only the NFL can deliver. For teams like the Bengals, Commanders, and Vikings, adversity is the new reality. But football is about resilience. There's always next week, always a chance for new heroes. For the Eagles and Cowboys, big wins fuel belief and momentum. But the NFL never lets you rest. The next challenge is always looming. As we look ahead, new storylines and rivalries will emerge. Will an underdog shock the league? Will a star break records? That's the magic of the NFL. Anything can happen. Get ready for another Sunday of passion, drama, and unforgettable action. The best is yet to come.